Hi everyone, it's Robert Dick. Welcome to my newest instructional video on multiphonics, and these videos are made in cooperation with the Eastman Musical Instrument Company. They make Eastman and Amadeus flutes. This is an Amadeus 900. That's an all silver flute, open holes, low B, offset G, and the offset G is really the only way to fly. It's the design that matches the design of the human hand. I just can't stress that enough. Anyway, let's do a quick review from the last video where we started multiphonic playing with the ninth of C and D and the minor third of D and F. So, just to review, remember when you play a multiphonic, learn the individual notes first, then combine them. Learn where you place the air, the angle, what they feel like, very importantly, their timbre, their particular beauty, and their dynamic ranges. So, the largest mistake people make in playing multiphonics is to think that one blows less for the low note, more for the high note, and somehow miraculously catches it in the middle. That just isn't going to work. So, let's take a look at the D and F. Remember, the fingering is low F with both trill keys. You don't have to have the D sharp key down on this one. Now, the D is the weaker note. See, the F can be played louder. So the throat tuning will be on the D. So make sure you feel like you are singing a D in the octave that's comfortable for you. Then jaw and lower lip in position as if you were playing the D by itself. Upper lip defines the top of the airstream and brings in the F without blowing harder. And whenever you practice a multiphonic, make sure that you play for at least 5 seconds, no matter what happens. It's putting it back together after it falls apart that we really get our learning done. So if something goes wrong, don't pull the flute away and say something in Klingon. Just keep it there and see if you can't get the sound back together. Now, let's move on to some interesting new levels of multiphonic playing. I'd like to tell you about the 3 basic classes of multiphonics, which are small intervals, which are the whole step or close to the whole step and less. The main multiphonic group, which we've already explored a bit, and large interval multiphonics, which are the major 10th and more. Now, let's take them in order. In small interval playing, one of the things that we often find is that the embouchure positions for the 2 notes are very similar. The dynamic ranges are pretty similar, so what do we do? So let's start with, here's one. It's slightly larger than a whole step. The fingering is low C sharp with the thumb up. And the pitches are going to be a B quarter flat, so that's a note that's halfway between B and B flat, and a C sharp. So if we do our little multiphonic procedure and first play each note by itself. So here's the B from as soft as possible to as loud as it's going to go. That's it. And now the C sharp. So the B quarter flat is the weaker pitch. So we're going to make sure we feel like we're singing that in our throat. Then, again, jaw and lower lip in position for the lower note. And now the lower note will tend to be turned in more, the upper note turned out more. So I'm going to start on the lower note, and then without blowing harder, I'm going to turn the flute out until the upper note comes in. It's that without blowing harder part that we really, really have to observe and do and maintain as a mental discipline, because if you do blow harder, goodbye low note, so then you blow softer to try to bring it back. Sayonara high note. You can just flip back and forth forever. The air really has to stay at the same speed. Now, if you're having trouble keeping your airspeed really steady, I can recommend two things, and really this comes from my heart. One is do some sit-ups. Strengthen your abdominal muscles. It will really help, and you'll feel better. Then the other is an ancient exercise. Light a candle and blow on the flame and keep it blue. I mean, this one goes back centuries, and it's a really, really good idea. So, again, with the small interval multiphonics, here's another one to practice that's even smaller. Low C, and lift up the C key and the A key. And here's another cool one. This is D and E together. What you do is you finger, it looks like this, a low E, except you're going to use the first finger on the F key and the third finger on the E key, then push both trill keys down and lift up your first finger. All right. Now, a quick word about large interval multiphonics. Okay, what we're doing with them is a single pitch airstream aimed at the lowest note. You make your lips really firm and overdrive. So start on the fingering for third octave G. Okay. Under the G is a B and a C. So we set up as if we want to play that loudest C we possibly can. The upper lip feels like it's coming forward and pushes down. Okay, and it takes pretty strong lips to do this. So take out your copy of Tone Development Through Extended Techniques, my book, and you can get it from my website, robertdick.net. You can get it from Flute World, Carolyn Nussbaum, dealers all over the world. It's distributed by Kaiser Music, and get into those natural harmonic exercises and your lips will really get stronger.